best defensive players of the Pat Fitzgerald era at Northwestern. Wootton, an all Big Ten defensive end for the Wildcats in 2008, their team MVP that year as well. Went on to be a fourth-round pick of the Bears. Best season with them was 2012, recorded 7 sacks, retired from the league in July of this year, and a master of the pep talk as well. And Corey Wootton joining us now in our studio. First of all, I got to say it's a little strange. Someone who, Jerry and Howard and I saw you in camp for years and years at Northwestern, and then you go on to have a good NFL career, and now you're retired and we're still here. You're making all of us feel very old, Corey.
It is weird to say that, right? At 29 years old, being retired, and I remember when the Big Ten Network first started back in '07, you guys were coming to our campus, training camp, interviewing us, so it's crazy how far this has come, and it's great to see you guys.
Yes, I remember you winning the watermelon eating contest at Kenosha one year that Pat Fitzgerald has every time we go up there.
Yeah, I'm the reigning champ of that. You know, maybe one of these years I have to go down there and challenge some of the guys.
Yeah, you might want to do that. Well, let's see. Give me your best right now. Give me what you got. I'll show you how we used to eat watermelon in this world.
Exactly.
Tell me about retirement. How's it treating you?
It's been great. I have a 15-month-old daughter, so I've been spending a lot of time with her and my wife. She's running around, keeping us busy. We got a little Tykes hoop, and she's over there dunking it, so hopefully she'll be a future hoop star.
Yeah, your wife is a basketball player at DePaul, right?
Yeah.
So you got a potential budding basketball star there.
Exactly. So that's what I'm hoping to be. I love the sport of basketball. My wife does too, so it'd be great to see her grow up and play that sport.
Tell me about the decision to retire and the experience of being in the league. What was the biggest thing you kind of took out of it?
I think the biggest thing was just the experience of playing in the league. It was always a dream of mine as a kid, and being able to fulfill that dream and play in the league for 6 years, because the average career is 2 to 3 years. So I was able to live out that dream. I was able to start, and be able to play for a great franchise like the Bears and then the Vikings and the Lions. So it's something I'll always remember, and that time in the league is something that, no one could ever take from me, and it's something I'll always be fond of.
What was it like? I'm always interested in this because, especially in the Big Ten, as you know, we got all these great rivalries, and so you go head-to-head with guys, and you want to beat whoever it is, Northwestern's case, maybe Illinois or Iowa or whoever you see as the big rival, and then all of a sudden you become teammates with some of these guys in the NFL. What's it like when you cross paths with players that you went up against in college?
It's definitely kind of like a weird feeling at first because you're rivals. I played with Ricky Stanzi last year in Detroit.
Who you knocked out of a game, right?
It wasn't purposely.
Right.
Ricky, I have no disrespect for you or anything like that. It was just trying to do my job. But, it's definitely a weird feeling, but it was great to be in a locker room around guys you played against, throughout your career, and just seeing how they've grown and how much better they've gotten.
Did he acknowledge this is the guy who sacked me and essentially caused us to lose a game?
No, he didn't say that, so I'm glad he didn't. He didn't blow up my spot and kind of make things a little weird.
Right. You had a couple famous sacks. You have the last play of Brett Favre's career, essentially, was you sacked him and unfortunately ended up with a concussion and never played again. Is that the play you get asked about the most?
That's what everyone says. It's going to be a trivia question. It's something that you never want to see when someone gets injured.
Of course, yeah.
But to have my first sack be against a Hall of Famer like Brett Favre was just an incredible feeling.
What's it like when you see other Northwestern guys in the league, like the success Trevor Siemian's having right now?
It's great, because Northwestern, traditionally hasn't been known as a football powerhouse, but you see in these years they're producing these NFL guys. And a guy like Trevor Siemian goes from being a third-string quarterback, behind Peyton Manning, and then the success he's had this year, 300 yards last week, 4 touchdowns. So it's incredible, and it shows the success that Northwestern athletes are bringing to the NFL.
Let's talk about the Cats a little bit. It has not been a great year. I mean, a 10-win team a year ago and a lot of expectations coming into this season, and now they're 1-3. As you watch them, and I know you follow the program really closely, what have you seen? What's going wrong here?
I think the biggest thing is the identity, offensively and defensively. We haven't seen that in these weeks thus far, and they really need to get that running game going to take the pressure off Thorson. Defensively, they have to stop the run. Last week, letting up over 300 yards, the quarterback rushing for 132. That's just not acceptable, and that needs to be fixed.
Tommy Armstrong, big game against them. They play Iowa this week. Now, the Hawkeyes are a little banged up. How do you see this game playing out?
I'm hoping Northwestern can get that W, but the biggest thing, like I said, is just stopping that run game and then taking the pressure offensively off Thorson, getting that running game going, maybe getting some read options with him, get him running. And the biggest thing they have to do is come out with a win. The season's not over yet, but if they can build momentum and get a win this week, get a win next week, keep those wins mounting, I think it could be a successful season for them.
I was mentioning rivalries, and when you were in school, Iowa really felt like the biggest rival that Northwestern had, right? Give me a little insight into how that came about and how those games played out when you were there.
You know, I think the biggest thing is that pink locker room that they have in Iowa. You know, I guess that's supposed to mess with you mentally, but no, the biggest thing, every year we went to Iowa, and you know, it's a hard place to play at. You know, the fans get into it, the crowd gets into it, but defensively we always played really well there, and I think that's the key to not only, you know, our team back then, but to the team now, is to come out defensively, get those stops, really stop that run game, and then be able to dial up that blitz package.
I want to ask you, a New Jersey guy, you came out here to play in the Big Ten, to play for Northwestern. What do you think of the addition of Rutgers to the Big Ten? What's it like to see Rutgers now as a conference rival?
I think it's great. Growing up in New Jersey, and a lot of people follow the Rutgers program, and seeing the Big Ten network over there, and just seeing, you know, what they bring to the table. And it's bringing all these East Coast people into the Big Ten, which is great, which used to be, you know, a Big East area. And so it's definitely great to see all the fans there showing love to the Big Ten.
Well, Corey, it's great to see you. I vividly remember that first year when we went out to practice, the year before the watermelon eating, right? We actually saw you guys on campus that year, and I remember Fitz pointing to you and saying, that's going to be one of the best guys we have ever had here. He mentioned how much Coach Walker loved your play before he passed away, the man who recruited you, and of course it all came to pass. So congratulations on an outstanding college career, a great pro career, and we wish you luck here in your future endeavors.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Corey Wootton, former Northwestern star, joining us here on BTN Live.